Alright, we're going through Beacon Hill Park in the night. Gotta watch out for aliens, shapeshifters, serial killers. Well, the first thing, does it have a light? Can you turn the light off?
Yeah.
No, it'll drain the battery fast.
Doppelganger of Beacon Hill Park. The murder and haunting. Learn the story of Donna Mitchell, who was murdered and buried in Beacon Hill Park years after a mysterious woman who resembled Mitchell was spotted there. The many stories of Beacon Hill Park in Victoria, BC. Beacon Hill Park, a public park belonging to the city of Victoria since 1882, is a place where people go for health, beauty, entertainment and peace of mind, with a multitude of scenic trails, a petting zoo, a wading pool, water fountains, band pavilion, sports fields, monuments and more. You could easily get lost there for a day. It is a metropolis of activity at any time of year, being a draw for both tourists and residents for all these wonderful regions. The darker side of the park. Then there are those of us who find interest in the other side, as I like to put it, of Beacon Hill Park. History is rife with controversy, disputes and new beginnings, as also being the site, unfortunately, of many deaths. These very predominantly consist of suicides, accidents and fatalities due to natural causes, tragedies, each and every one of them. I myself had a really good friend whom I adored and still do immensely, who died at the entrance to the park, at the age of 24. The murder of a haunted woman. There is one story, though, that stands out from the rest. It's the story of a woman who didn't die by her own hand or due to simple fate, taken by another. Granted, the park back in its early history was a scene of duels and the like, as well as of the similar atrocities, but this woman is different. What makes this story truly unique is that this woman was a source of a haunting before she even died. The tale of two women. In the late 1970s, there were witnesses to a dark-complexioned woman with long blonde hair standing atop a rock in the park at the Douglas Street, Southgate corner. She simply stood, unmoving, morning after morning. The people who saw this woman thought it strange that she was just standing there every day, but they didn't take much notice of her otherwise. After she stopped showing up, she was soon forgotten. Little else is really known about these sightings. In 1983, a woman with fair skin and long dark hair was repeatedly seen standing atop the same rock morning after morning, repeating the behavior of her predecessor from the decade before. She reminded local residents of the earlier one with two exceptions. First, this woman had the opposite complexion and hair colors, and second, she was most obviously an apparition. Her appearance was vaporous, misty and not corporeal. Discovery of the body. Then on November 15, 1983, a body was found, a shallow grave under some bushes near the rock where the women had been spotted. The remains were of a female who fit the description of the dark-haired woman, and it was soon discovered that she was a local woman who had gone missing on June 2, 1983. They estimated that she had been crudely buried there the whole time she'd been missing, the spot laying only meters from a well-used path. the woman with the silent scream. Since then, the dark-haired woman has been spotted by people using the path, usually sitting upon the rock where she had been standing. It's usually said that her appearance is one of repose, almost as if she is meditating. But her mouth is hanging open in a silent scream. Many passers-by have said they've stopped to ask her if she was okay, only to be completely ignored. The stories vary after they walk away. Some have said they turned and looked back, but she had completely disappeared. Others have said they looked back and saw her turning to mist and vanishing. This is just one of the easily found, striking scenes you can come upon at Beacon Hill Park. The Doppelganger theory. The word doppelganger comes from the German language and refers to one's double. Many other cultures have an equivalent to this phenomenon, and the doubles may also be referred to as fetch and Doppelgangers, depending on where in the world you rest your head. Thus, the Doppelganger precedes the person, performing the tasks they are soon to do ahead of them. As for doppelgangers and fetches, the folklore goes that if yours is seen, it's a harbinger of your death and considered very ominous. Many people throughout history have claimed to see their doppelganger. Among them are Abraham Lincoln and Queen Elizabeth I, who reportedly saw her doppelganger lying in her bed shortly before she passed away. Was the blonde woman the doppelganger of the murdered woman? Many have argued that the earlier one seen in Beacon Hill Park, the blonde-haired version, was the doppelganger of the murdered woman. The dark-haired apparition is her spirit and has only appeared since her death. The phenomenon of a doppelganger being blonde, while she was brunette, also has some basis in paranormal history.
So this is exactly where I literally saw a person disappear into vapor right in front of me. There's a tree right there. It was in the summertime. I was tenting out there. And it was like 2 in the morning. And I wanted to go for a walk. Because obviously it was scary being in there in the dark. So I got to about right there on that path. And I saw somebody, because you know it's lit up here. I saw somebody with a hoodie on walking right here, clear as day. And as soon as they got to where that tree was, where there's a blind spot between me and the person in the tree, they just disappeared. So I'm coming, and I'm like 10 feet away, like I'm just right over there. And this just happened in front of my face. So I get over here, I walk over through here, and I go to the tree, and I yelled in there, and I'm like, yo. Because I'm like, why is this person like trying to hide? So I literally turned the light on. There was nobody near the tree, and there was nowhere else for them to go. They were just gone. And I'm thinking like trust me, you know, like, I don't use drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like I smoke weed, but honestly, that was enough to make me think that maybe my weed got laced or something. I was like, yo, maybe I need to go to the hospital, like real shit, like if I start like hallucinating or something. But it was that real where I had to question myself, where I'm like, okay, what's wrong that I'm not understanding here? Could you imagine? You know how scary this is? Like, it's spooky. It's not like I'm not scared, but like, there's so much that happens at nighttime here, and there's literally nobody ever here. Like, I'm the only one crazy enough to be here right now. And I was tenting in the bush over there, in the pitch black dark. Anyway, so I've never believed in ghosts or aliens or any shit like that, honestly, until I came to Vancouver Island. This has got to be the most I don't know how to describe that. Like, this has got to be the most haunted place in either the world or at least in this country, because that wasn't the only thing that I saw of what I would call, like, there's nothing other to call it than a ghost, because like I saw an actual person feet away from me disappear. You can hear voices right now over there. But anyways, on this same road up there at night when I used to smoke cigarettes, I went to go look, hoping that I would run into somebody to buy smoke off them when I used to smoke. And same thing, I was tenting there. I came through here, went to this road. I get up to about where the zoo is, and I can clearly see somebody like 10 feet in front of me walking away from me. So I kind of jogged a little bit to catch up with them. And there's a sign in front of the farm, or the zoo, the petting zoo right there. And I'm trying to catch up to him. He just turns behind that sign. Now, from that sign, there's nowhere to go. Like, there's a there's like a 20-foot fence into the zoo. This is the sign. It's the sign right here. It's a big fence. That's the petting zoo. Nowhere for the guy to go. I'll literally never forget that for as long as I live. That'll stick to me. Still, that was the only time in my life that I've ever experienced anything like that. Those 3 times. It was at night, so the entrance wasn't open. If the person ran, I would have heard them running. If they tried to climb the fence, it would have made mad noise. And then there's nowhere to go except for left and right, and I'm coming from the left. There's nowhere for him to go. And I literally get around the sign, I look, and there's nobody. For as far as I can see, they're gone. Like, there's nowhere for them to go. Nowhere for them to go. So that was the second thing that I witnessed. And after that, I honestly felt threatened. I was like, okay, that's twice. I don't do drugs. I'm not hallucinating. That really happened. That was close enough to me that it couldn't have been an optical illusion or just like me imagining something. Like there was a full out person walking. I could see their legs moving. I could see their body movement. And I was like 10 feet away. I had to jog a little bit to catch up to Buddy, and then he just kind of slowly walked behind that sign. And there's nowhere to go. It's just 30-foot fence, 30-foot fence, huge fence. Like, you're gonna make mad noise trying to climb that thing. And the only way for him to go is in the one direction. And I'm looking, and there's nobody there. And the fence goes for meters and meters and meters and meters. Like, he wouldn't have got away that fast from the sign. He would have had to be an Olympic friggin' athlete or something, like, you know what I mean? But, and this is like 2 in the morning. Now, the other time that I saw something was right over here, under that light right there. I thought I could clearly see it. I was over here walking through the trail because I was tenting out here, and I could clearly see somebody walking, and there was a big cloud of smoke around their body. And I'm like, I just thought the person was smoking a joint, or they were like hitting one of those e-pens. And the smoke was just kind of hovering around them. It's right here. And legit, like, I wasn't far away. I was on that trail right over there. And I thought it was a person, and I'm just like, okay, they can't see me, I can see them. Right here, walking from there, right here, and there was like a big cloud of smoke like around them, as if they were just like puffing an e-pen or something, smoking a joint. But there was a lot of smoke, so like it seemed like it was one of those e-pens or something. And they literally just disappeared. Like, I could see the figure of the person, their face. They looked like they had long hair. And he was just walking with this smoke around him. And then the smoke kind of just vanished. And then the person was gone. And I literally like started to like walk fast from this trail right here to get right here, and I walked right over there, like, and I stopped like right there to listen, to hear if I could hear anyone. And there was nobody there. That was 3 times on the same stretch of road, in the same place. Like, so this place is definitely haunted. You know, I'm 31 years old. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Also, never been to an island in my life until I came here. This place, there's something about this place. It's historic. I'm on an island on the Pacific Ocean. That's not normal. There was war here, right on this ocean line. War way back in the day. I'll have to look up the history to tell you more about that, but there was a lot of deaths here. People just dying. Like, I literally walked up on, there was a couple cops, and there was a body. There was a guy laying on the ground in the middle of the road with a blanket over him, so he was dead. Must have just happened. I'm thinking, what the hell could have happened to that guy? Why is he laying in the middle of the road like he got hit by a car? It's like a slow, he didn't get hit by a car. It was just weird. It's just like he just dropped dead right there. But like, there was also a murder where a body was found of a woman, and people claim to still see her apparition, or her ghost. And there's some crazy history behind that. If you look up Beacon Hill Park, death, or like murder, Beacon Hill Park murder, died in Beacon Hill Park, something of that nature. There's a whole bunch of stories of people, dead bodies found, people dying. Like, this place is just active with paranormal activity. And I actually witnessed it. That's why I honestly, every time I come out here, it honestly makes you want to like come here at night in hopes that you're gonna see something again. Because if you've seen something like that, and you know you're not tripping, and it happened more than once, 3 times, and then you're sure at that point, you're like, yeah, that just happened, that really happened, this shit is real. There's really fucking ghosts, man. And if there were to be ghosts or any paranormal activity, I would imagine it would be in a place like this, Vancouver Island. I thought I saw something crouching down over there, like creeping up on me. Weird shit going on out here, man, but I don't come out here unprepared. That's for sure. I wouldn't be out here by myself like that if I was worried about something. I mean, obviously, there's things to worry about, but I'm not worried about humans. Humans bleed. They can be killed if they're trying to cause me harm. There's many ways to deal with that, but something that I can't see or that I don't understand or that's not of me, like, you know, a human or, you know, a ghost or some type of creature, like a monster, some type of, not a monster, but like, in worst case scenario, a mountain lion or something like that, but like, I don't know, some entities, demonic entities. This place is pretty satanic, not gonna lie. But yeah, you know, there's certain things in this world that we can't explain. Humans think they got it all figured out. They don't even know 2% of the ocean. What's out there. So humans seem to be pretty confident that they know that we're alone. And they got it all figured out apparently, but they don't even know what's out there in more than 2% of the ocean. Either way, definitely experienced, witnessed, seen things that I couldn't prove to anybody. I heard footsteps running up on me. Anyways, I'm coming up to the spot where the sign was. The sign is just over there in front of the petting zoo. And I saw the guy walking clearly. I started to jog up to him. I even said, "Hey, yo," before I walked around the sign. First of all, I didn't want to surprise anybody, and then also make myself known in case the guy's trying to hide behind the sign and pop out. Get his whole face punched right off. You know what I'm saying? Ain't playing no games. Okay, so where's that sign? Either way, this has got to be the creepiest place you could ever be at night. There's a couple different murders too, man. Like, another woman was like dumped off over there on Dallas Road. A woman was murdered by some guy, and then he went to Vancouver and he hung himself. He killed himself, hung himself. This is the sign right here. This is the thing that I'm talking about. Like, I was like right where those white lines are, and that's where I started jogging, because he was just coming up right here and he walked right here. This thing right here, it's probably too dark for you to see. There's a big fence and it goes all the way over there. Big fence goes all the way over there. There's nowhere for him to go. I would have heard him, and I tried to catch up to him. There was nobody there. They just disappeared. Two people, and then the third one. Like, it's just insane. What's the name of this road again? Do you remember?
Circle Drive, I think.
Circle Drive, right. So we're on Circle Drive in the middle of Beacon Hill Park. It's 2:33 in the morning. The petting farm is right over there. And this is the field to the left. That's beside the petting farm, which is one of the creepiest, scariest looking, intimidating places that I don't want to go. But for the sake of this video, we're gonna go in there, and we're gonna walk through that whole. We're gonna walk through this whole little patch of forest until we get to the. I think it's the totem pole. There's a totem pole over there. So hopefully we don't get killed by anything. Can you see that fog?
Yeah.
It's like so trippy right now.
Yeah.
Like with the fog and everything. Okay, let's keep going. So one thing that I notice every time that I come out here is nobody's ever out here. except for me. And that makes me think a little bit even more, like, am I really the only person that's kind of crazy enough to do this? Like, once in a while, you know, on the weekend, you'll see people come through, but, like, for the most part, there's nobody here at night. Probably for good reason, you know what I'm saying? Okay. There you go. In there. Into the pitch black. One of the scariest parts of Beacon Hill Park. At 2 in the morning. I brought a machete. That's just the bare minimum, you know what I'm saying? But, just in case. You never know. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that happened out here, right? People were killed. So, yeah. Ain't playing no games. Terrifying. Is that recording?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
This is actually scary, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're, I think there's a native burial site right here. We're right at Dallas Road, and there's the Pacific Ocean right there. Dallas Road right there. And we're gonna walk this trail to the totem pole. But this is definitely, you can just feel the energy out here. Makes you really think, like, maybe I shouldn't have came out here, you know? Like one of those guys. Okay, so over that way is where we came from. All the way over there is the petting zoo. And over that way is where the totem pole is. And the water, ocean's right over there. Yeah, it's like all foggy out and like super eerie. You always hear owls over here in the summer at nighttime. It's super scary. Imagine seeing like some person coming out of the forest over here with a machete in their hand. We're out here scaring ourselves, and at the same time somebody sees us and thinks we're some serial killers or something. So 1 out of 10, how scary was that?
Um,
Yeah. Look it down the road too, it's like so foggy.
yeah.
It's good footage. Okay, you can stop that now. Is it recording?
Yeah.
Okay. It's wet.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so we're at the totem pole. The totem pole's right over here. It's the totem pole. It's pretty big. Now we're just gonna walk through this trail. Walk through this trail over here. And then we'll cut out over there. Shit. You heard that?
Yeah.
So this is where we started at the Beacon Hill Children's Farm in Beacon Hill Park. We were right here on Circle Drive. See if I can turn this around. And as you can see, actually I'm going to put a satellite view on. Now you can see. So there's the farm. Here's where we were on the street, right here. We walked in right here at this path. And we walked up this path. And we turned on this path. Went up through here. We went in somewhere over here. Right into the middle of this whole bush. We went in, and there's a path that you can take right here. And we cut through here, and then there's another path, and that's where we were when we were looking at Dallas Road and the ocean right there, as you can see. And then we followed that path, which is this one right here. Took that path, went through here, kept on this path, got to right here, and that's where we stopped, and we looked back to where we started from, which was right over here. And then we looked over here to Circle Drive. We could see lights, right? The totem pole is right here. World's tallest freestanding totem pole. That's where we were. So we cut through here. We went to the totem pole. Kind of see it there. And then we went through into the bush right here. There's a trail in here right about there that takes us back over this way, and then we came out over here. So that was the whole route. So if you look out, you can see there's the farm. There's this big field here and all this bush. We cut through it, went to the totem pole, went into the bush here, walked the path a little bit to about over here, came out over here, back onto the Circle Drive. But that was the route that we took, and we'll check it out more through here and more by Dallas Road by the ocean next time.